Pebbles and hot soup. As the wind passes through my lungs, it feels thick and straining, like tiny pebbles floating in the air, loose and light. I swallow each stone, mixing oxygen with the flesh of my nose, and savor the breath I choke out from asthma. Fog for someone else to inhale. I start to taste the smell around, stale coffee, dust, and the rotting excess the city has thrown away. It blends with the pebbles and fills my throat. I swim away in this mixture and daydream of carrots and beans instead. I hear a splash, and instinctively my mind spills my soup into a puddle of rain below my feet. It covers my shoes, wetting the plastic and chilling my toes, soaking them like tiny sausages in a pot. I realize that all these events prove that the hunger inside is real. My stomach tightens and releases. I pull my clothes and surround myself to avoid the whipping sense of the air, which is now just air, cold and empty, full of nothing, no food. Brownness dribbles along the street, coating my puddle in dirt and loosely dropped papers or simply discarded papers. One page gets caught by the blaze of wind. It rustles along, sounding like a flame, dousing itself in my soup. It cracks the noise of the street, pushing the musky taste of the city to permeate my skin. My shirt is damp from the smell, and my pant leg is dirty. From the ground along the curb, it rolls under my legs like a tube, outlining the city's catacombs of streets and alleyways that people with usefulness travel in. They scurry along, framed between the buildings and the signs, flashing neon and lights. One blinks gold numbers, formed by tiny squares. It shows me how cold and late it is, but the sidewalks are filled with people. They rush about my feet, ignoring that I sit, existing in what I know so brutal. Hurrying home with pizza and beer, maybe rushing off to a bar or club. They hold hands and pull their coats up to their necks, shivering and smiling. Little red cheeks turning up together in love. They all drift by, stepping through my soup, making it too strong to taste, so I keep dreaming of something else to eat. 10 years and 8 I was, fresh birth out of high school with my tail bent in the wind or between my legs. Feasting on the presence of the new American Revolution we had all reluctantly become a part of. Still sit, bent on the curb, tightly pressed beside me, my high school dropout. 10 years and 7. He fell in love this autumn, fell over and picked me up to the ever-present smell of seasoned fries and ranch dressing. Don't forget the carrots and beans. He glorified the city of October. Cinnamon and burning leaves, only truly understood if experienced somehow. And we sat together experiencing, awaiting Halloween's approaching. I feel a tug as he is leaning into me. Smiles, innocent, young with short hair, earrings falling from his nose. I count 6 hanging like tiny Christmas tree ornaments. Reverend Mad Jack, the mighty reverend of bearded face and promises, pierced his way into the heart of my boy by way of a shiny syringe needle and an earring. We stand well together. 2 glowing advertisements for the city of October. Misled American youth. Nice place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there. I turned my head, catching the wind, afraid he would notice my staring and my soup. Instead, I clutched my stomach, groaning to cover the sound of its growling. Knowing the restaurant is behind, I tilt back, expecting. My fingers slip into my pockets, digging and investigating. Quarters and dimes, pulled from clothes, pulled from my shoes. I believe it's enough. Shaking the water from my feet, feeling plenty. I stand and let the wind attack my face. My flesh is stripped from the bone, and I know its paleness turns red. I turn away from it, flipping my hair over my head, breezing my neck, stepping through the concrete. 10 years and 7 arose to follow me. His fingers were red and wine, and the pressures of the night shone on his face. He hands me a cigarette. The stale, dry air slips through my lungs as I pull on it. I feel a part of him slide inside of my body. I tug at the door handle. It is heavy, and my weakness pulls. First the entryway and then the restaurant, with a sugary smell so sticky and sweet that my teeth ache. It is cooking in the heated shock of the temperature change. It sickens my stomach and flushes dizziness through my cheeks. We slip onto ripped red vinyl stools. My feet search for the metal footrest and find that half of it is missing. Smashed to the floor, I assume, and discarded, not repaired. The counter is covered in a thin layer of cigarette ash and coffee stains. The formica, once beige, is now spotted like a beige and brown cow. It rests my arms and swings around in a U-shape. Stools full of people I know, but do not care to acknowledge, nor does he. I wait, angered with the shopkeeper, tapping my nails. They do not click, they absorb. Finally, I see someone behind the counter. He slides a dirty cleaning rag by. He wipes the ash and stains my sleeve. He seems annoyed as I grab his wrist to get his attention. My nails sink deeply into the long black hair growing along his arm. He asks what I want. I'm hoping for carrots and beans, but all they have is cream of mushroom, and he brings it to me. I pull the spoon to my lips, blow on it, and spill it on my tongue. I breathe deeply and exhale equally as deep. I feel the soup slide down my throat, fill my stomach. Surrounded by steam, I ignore the stains below the bowl and blow aside the remnants of many underage smokers. Clouds me and lulls me into the elevator of music bordering along the room, soothing me for the time it takes to eat, feeling the emptiness inside with warmth, changing the scene with the soup, making me seem beautiful. I'm in a Campbell's home cooking commercial. Something pure, something true, something for... Wait. I forgot that he was there. In the U-shape. He twists his ankles around mine and stares at me intensely, glowing and electrified. I drop the spoon, letting it clang recklessly against the side of the bowl. I search to connect with his eyes and watch him pan the people at the counter, my lips still left warm from the mushrooms. He orders a ham and cheese croissant and pays with a $20 bill. Instead of questioning, I simply watch him refill his pockets with paper currency. He begins to inhale the scent of roasting pig below his nose. I notice a drop of saliva glistening on his lips, and it blinds my tired eyes for a second. I watch him take a bite. A stream of melted cheese slides from the end of the pastry and falls to the plate. Juice, grease from the ham, drips onto the layer of grime. I see the life leave that pig with every mouthful. After swallowing each piece, he turns and spills words to me, half turn empty and swim away in the room. The last few spoonfuls of my soup are now cold, and I swallow them hard like the Pebbles, remembering how they tasted hot. Excess steam flows from me and tries to pull me to the door to leave. He knows that before I speak. He takes my hand, 10 years and 7, wraps his long, slender fingers through mine. His nails are painted blue. They carve tiny half circles in my flesh. Pressing through each cell, his nails are sharp and pointed. I feel the indenting deepening, but I am uninterested. He holds me not to leave, and I see his lips swirl, forming thoughts. I just go back to picturing beige and brown cows on the countertop, splattered with cigarette ashes and coffee stains. So I slide from his grip and exit the door. He follows, chases me down the street to the park like mice in a maze, finding the prize at the end to be Mad Dog in a clear, heavy bottle. My head swims, but I know he's there to save me if I drown. The waters are deep in the city of October. We disappear into the trees. Tripping in our own confusion, we peel away our costumes to reveal our Halloween costumes and skip around trees made of glass. So fragile, they will break if not appreciated. Or at least we will break. The descending warmth of the mushrooms and Mad Dog wrap us as we kiss beneath those trees, and for a moment splinters of glass could not penetrate. Only the scent of Halloween's coming could. The glass breaks under each step and cracks frozen, shattering. Leaves hang from above like tiny silver spoons. He takes one and slides it into my hand. I watch it melt into my exposed pores, my skin left to shine. He touches one to my lips and leaves me bruised. We peel away our second costumes for the holiday and make love beneath the trees, signaling through the aftershock and the notion that youth is forever. People with barely creased lips and newfound knowledge so painful. 10 years, but still much better a person than me he is, so I watch the boy die and the man being born between my thighs. We walk on swords, swallow splinters of glass from a broken tree, harder than the pebbles, and he drops saliva onto my body, creasing flesh between flesh. We fall to greet Halloween. Bones replace branches, veins replace roots. He breathes heavy, spills ash on my cold and naked motionless. As the leaves drip over us, the wind attacks my face once again, covering the ground in spoons and in snow, smelling carrots and beans like I knew I would.